Shalom Aleichem. This week Parashat is Vayikra. We're going to start the book of Vayikra. After the last Parashiot, we deal with the concept of the Mishkan, building the Mishkan itself, all the equipment, everything that we needed to operate the Mishkan for the Kedusha of Am Yisrael. And now we're starting the Parashat Vayikra, Parashat that teaches us about the Korbanot. That's really the first Parashat that we're learning with kids, with young kids, Tinokot, Shel Bet Rabban. The reason is very simple, because Korbanot is purifying Am Yisrael, associating with purity and holiness. So it's more appropriate for children that are still pure and holy to learn this Parashiot, to start from that. They can interact and engage with the purity better. An adult, every kid's sometimes going to be adult in a normal, natural way. The adult, unfortunately, does not feel himself so pure. It's not easy. And the question is, I want to present to you today, is purity belong to children only? When we're losing this sense of purity, is it lost forever? Is it impossible to get it back? Rabbi Nachman explained, where is the factory, where is the house to produce purity? And what are the ingredients, the raw material that we really need to produce purity in the world? Well, the place is the Mishkan. And the one in charge of it is the tzaddik. He is the real shepherd, the loyal shepherd of Am Yisrael. He can produce this purity. Not everyone can produce this purity. Not everyone can build a Mishkan for Am Yisrael. So what is the talent? What's the reason that only the tzaddik, the shepherd of the souls of Am Yisrael, can build the Mishkan? He knows one thing, like Chazal, our rabbis teaching us. It's very important to identify the good, to connect with the light, even it's surrounded with such a darkness. Even there is 999 sparks of darkness, of negative, you have to be able to find the one positive among it, one from 1,000. This is the loyal shepherd. He's expert. He's in charge of finding the good and walking alone and growing from finding the good within the people of Israel. And that was the only reason that Moshe Rabbeinu could build the Mishkan. The Mishkan is made of stones, wood, and different material, gold, silver, pieces of leather, fabric, and so on and so forth. And the people of Israel were very generous to donate for that cause, for that reason. And Moshe Rabbeinu collected the donation until people brought too much, and he had to stop them. What did they bring so much? What did Moshe Rabbeinu really needed from the people? We explained in previous lectures and speeches that Hashem could provide Moshe with everything from A to Z. But Hashem and Moshe Rabbeinu, they wanted Am Yisrael to bring the good spark from the heart, from the soul, from the neshama. That was the main important raw material that Moshe Rabbeinu could build the Mishkan with. Thousands of good sparks Moshe Rabbeinu needed for the Mishkan. Let's refresh our memory. Building of the Mishkan was right after the sin of the golden calf, unfortunately. And Am Yisrael interact and engage with very, very high level intensity of impurity and negative energy the time was very difficult, and what sounds more logical and normal to criticize, to discipline, to talk about negative, but not Moshe Rabbeinu. Moshe Rabbeinu knows that all the gates are closed, and the only gate to find a way to reach the heart of a Jewish person and then together reach the gate to return to HaKadosh Baruch Hu again is by finding the only tiny small gate that has still light in it, that was not affected from the golden calf. That was the only way how to find the way back to Hashem, and that's what is Hashem really wanted for Moshe to do. Even though this little bit of good, little bit of light is very tiny, it looks nothing compared to the 1,000 sparks of darkness. It's still important. It's still the main spot that could make the revolution, that can bring the tikkun. And therefore Hashem said to Moshe to build the Mishkan. By building the Mishkan, Moshe Rabbeinu is bringing back HaKadosh Baruch Hu into the people, into the Mishkan. With finding these holy sparks that did not affected by the golden calf, Moshe Rabbeinu is saving Am Yisrael, is saving the future of creation. And therefore Hashem is calling him to talk to him, vayikra Hashem el Moshe. And the Aleph is small, to show him, Moshe, you're right. By finding the small spark, you did the tikkun. Aleph in Hebrew language can be explained in many ways. Aleph with Nikud Segol is Aleph. Aleph is 1,000 in Hebrew. But Aleph is also Aleph Zira, a small letter Aleph. Our sages is teaching us that with doing the golden calf, they lost, Am Yisrael lost 1,000 lights, spiritual lights. Means a spiritual loss of something very important, a big loss. And Moshe Rabbeinu knows he can't bring it back at one time. All what he has to do to find the one spark that is not lost, that is not affected by the sin, and he finds it. He finds it for himself, he finds it for entire Am Yisrael, and saving the situation right there for generations. Rabotai, if we're going to ask ourselves how many times in our life, in our personal life, we're facing challenges, we're facing times of darkness, times of difficulties, time that we fail in something, time that we don't see the success, we don't see the positive that we wish for ourselves so much. So what do? Are we going to give up? Are we going to give up hope? Are we going to drown in the darkness? Definitely not. But it's hard. It's hard to re-alive yourself again, to renew your spirit and elevate it to where it's supposed to be. Moshe Rabbeinu did it for entire Am Yisrael, and the message is for us. If you want to elevate yourself, you want to enlighten yourself again, you want to get yourself excited and connected to Kudsha Baruch Hu, to the Almighty, you have to be able to find the good spark within you. There's no other way. There is no other way at all. In our generations, unfortunately, we live in a time and a place in history that the whole surrounding is impure. There are so many sparks of darkness that affecting every single place and moment of life. And Chas v'Shalom, if we don't fight it back, we can join the big choir of impure people that's singing impure melody. But the other choice is to join the Bet HaMidrash, the Cheder, the Talmud Torah of Moshe Rabbeinu, of the Tzaddik Alav HaShalom, and teach ourselves to find the good spark and to return the purity and to become again Tinokot Shel Bet Rabam, to bring ourselves to where we were before, to this purity that can pure the air again, the environment, and our entire creation. And by that, we bring in a lot of blessing, kedusha, peace and harmony to ourselves, to our families, to entire Am Yisrael, עד שנזכה לגאולה קרובה במהרה בימינו אמן. This is Rabbi Betesh from Chesed Avraham, wishes you good Shabbos, blessing, all the best, בשורות טובות, נחמות וישועות, אמן.